Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Business. We have an amazing show tonight. It's actually a continuation of a previous show that we had. But before we start, please remember you can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and on Amazon Fire TV. You can also listen to us on the PHLV radio app or get our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So one of the things that small businesses really talk about is learning resources, where to find things. And that's one of the biggest things, that's one of our missions here in the show, is to be able to bring to you where to find it, how can I get help, and different things, especially government contracting, which is one of the biggest things that people always ask. So tonight, it's part two. My very special guest, my good friend Joan Reuben, is joining us. Joan, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me again, Sonny.
Of course. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for agreeing to come by for a second one, because this is such an important subject that we really need to talk about more. And I wish more people would really take advantage of this opportunity. So before we get into it, let's, again, what does GoEd of Nevada Apex Accelerator do for Nevada business? Please explain it to our audience again.
Yeah, so again, my name is Joan Reuben, the director of the Nevada Apex Accelerator. And so we are a division within the Nevada Governor's Office of Economic Development. But the Nevada Apex Accelerator, which has been around since the 1980s, we were the former Nevada Procurement Technical Assistance Center, or PTAC. And it's basically our mission to help any Nevada for-profit business, but especially the small businesses that don't really have a lot of resources, to actually pursue government contracts. So a business may sell goods or services, and they're looking for, how can I sell in the public sector? How can I sell to these government agencies and the government's prime contractors? And so we actually will help on a one-to-one basis through counseling, or even through, for example, in-person classes or webinars, how to go after these contracts and even subcontracts, so that businesses can actually win and be awarded those contracts. Hopefully they'll be able to scale their companies, create jobs, keep jobs. And for Nevada in particular, we always want to be diversifying our economy outside of hospitality, tourism, and gaming.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that. And it's such an important service, because people sometimes they really need help. When they get the idea of, hey, I want to deal with the government, right? But sometimes, how do I do it? And am I ready? Those are the two biggest questions, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So having an office like yours is such a huge deal to be able to help somebody like that.
Oh, thank you. And I have to say, I give much kudos to the team members that actually make up the Apex Accelerator. We have so many professionals with government contracting backgrounds bringing their expertise and know-how to Nevada businesses, so that businesses can find those opportunities the government agencies have, even the prime contractors who have those direct contracts with the government agencies. So many businesses want to be selling either to the government prime contractors or agencies, so we're really here to help them.
And to my audience, please believe me when I tell you I've seen Joan in action. She is amazing with businesses, so please take advantage of this. All right, as part two on the topic of government contracting, let's now talk about how Nevada businesses can find opportunities to competitively bid or purpose on. So what e-portal on the internet is available for businesses to find local government procurement opportunities in Nevada?
Yes, and so we should always think about, in Nevada, there is actually a Nevada Government e-marketplace. The acronym is NGEM. And when one actually goes to the e-portal, they're going to see all these participating agencies, local government agencies, public sector entities, anything, for example, from water-related authorities and districts, even convention and visitor authority, a regional transportation commission. And so in addition to the agencies, one will actually see all those types of entities that are posting and uploading their solicitations. And so these agencies, how they communicate what requirements they have, in order to meet their respective missions, because they need goods and services. They need anything, for example, from paper clips to professional services. They will communicate through the e-portal via requests for proposals, invitations to bid, requests for quote, that they want the public, especially Nevada businesses, to see, hone in, focus on, and hopefully, there's something that a business can actually propose on, submit an offer to, so that the government agencies can actually review and hopefully ultimately award to a Nevada company.
And we're talking about businesses that could be anywhere who provides, like you said, paperclip to janitorial services to everything, right?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. Because every government agency, it's much like an individual city.
Yeah.
They have infrastructure, they have, a number of things that they have to meet every day in support of their mission. So whether it's supporting their team members through, whether it's office supplies, or even, for example, janitorial services
Yeah.
to actually keep the facility clean and maintained, all the way through, it could be professional services such as maybe engineering
Okay.
or architecture,
Yeah.
where these agencies will need those types of professional services. So really that wide spectrum, again, of goods and services, every agency needs to support their mission in what we'll call just like their own little city, if you will.
No, that's good to know, and I think it's good for the audience to hear that, because some people, when they say government contracting, they think big right away, like, oh, it's got to be construction, it's got to be building something. So no, it could be professional services, like you said.
Absolutely. And it's so interesting because there could be some businesses that are timid about, being and doing business directly with a government agency. A lot of businesses, they might think maybe I should be a subcontractor first, or maybe just sell to, for example, a prime contractor. We have a number of prime contractors, small businesses, clients that we have at the Apex that have actually, for example, done very well just being a subcontractor or selling to a prime contractor. So, really depends on the business and what they're selling, what their target market is, their comfort level in terms of, do they want to go straight to a government agency, or maybe do they want to sell to a government prime contractor first?
Okay, all right. How about for the state government procurement opportunity in Nevada?
Yeah, so when we think of state of Nevada purchasing, we should always think about their e-portal on the internet, which is called Nevada ePro. And what I love about the ePro portal is the various government agencies and the departments making up the state of Nevada, they will actually post on the Nevada ePro website their requirements. Again, anything from products all the way to, say, professional services.
Nice. Yeah.
And even in addition to Nevada ePro, there's certain state agencies that actually have the authority to post their own solicitations on their respective agency websites. So let's think about Department of Public Works or Nevada Department of Transportation. So in addition to what you see on Nevada ePro, think about, when it comes to state requirements, also Nevada Department of Transportation, or NDOT, plus the Department of Public Works, they have even their own solicitations on their respective websites. And so what I would tell, for example, businesses interested in, construction, make sure you're actually looking at not just Nevada ePro, but also, for example, Department of Transportation's website within Nevada, as well as Department of Public Works.
Got it.
Make sure you are looking and being thorough in your research to know exactly what is the government communicating in terms of what they need for the state.
Okay. How valuable that is. That's fantastic. Okay, now we got to go down the line. How about Fed.government opportunities in Nevada?
So when it comes to federal government opportunities, I want to make sure that the public knows the system for award management There's an actual e-portal called sam.gov.
Sam.gov.
And if you look at the actual contract opportunities section within sam.gov, you click on that website and you're going to see a number of solicitations. But what I love about that federal government site, you actually have a number of filters where you can find and see what are the solicitations, those requests for proposals, invitations to bid that maybe Nevada-based agencies at the federal level have within my state. And you can actually hone in on what those opportunities are. So, for example, whether it's Nellis Air Force Base,
I was going to ask you about that one.
Creech Air Force Base, it could be, Naval Air Station Fallon, and the list goes on with regard to Nevada. You can hone in exactly what these requirements are. Again, anything from a variety of goods all the way to a variety of professional services. They are in there. They are in there. And I did want to say that when it comes to, for example, the System for Award Management, or SAM.gov, aside from those filters to locate what are those opportunities in Nevada, you can actually be looking even outside of Nevada. I want to make sure that businesses know that they could actually be looking at prospective business opportunities, not just in the state, but outside the state.
So they can go national.
They could go national.
Oh, wow.
So, we have a number of successful clients at the Apex that love to sell to NASA. They feel very connected to the NASA mission.
Wow.
And they're always looking in that site for, okay, what does NASA have in terms of requirements that I could bid on? I sell, for example, a variety of goods and services, and I want to be, selling to the NASA centers. Anything from, for example, NASA's Ames Research Center in Silicon Valley to maybe in Cape Canaveral. You've got we've got the Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
Texas, you've got Johnson Space Center, and there's so many other NASA centers. There's even a government-owned contractor-operated or GOCO installation or facility in Southern California. We call that, for example, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or NASA's JPL, that we have to remember that Caltech, they are the actual prime contractor to NASA, but they have a number of opportunities as well. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knows to look at the sam.gov website for your federal opportunities.
This is probably going to be a yes question, an answer from you, but you know how we're so big on healthcare. How about the VA?
Yes.
Would they be in there too?
Absolutely. Now,
Okay.
Veterans Affairs, absolutely, they would be posting their solicitations there. And I want to say that everybody should know that any opportunity that is on sam.gov at the federal level is typically $25,000 or more.
Okay.
When it comes to things that are $25,000 and under, typically the local installation that you may be interested in, whether it's like Veterans Affairs, maybe like in your region, they might actually have, for example, professionals that have P cards.
Okay.
Like purchase cards, where they can actually maybe buy from businesses, directly just via government P card, or they might have, particular rules about buying with just a purchase order versus a contract.
Okay.
And so each government entity and agency is different, and so I would advise, I'll give a plug for the Nevada Apex Accelerator later, but to find those points of contacts or those purchasing professionals at those respective agencies, I want to make sure that, people know to contact the Apex Accelerator later.
Yeah. And I cannot emphasize enough the advantages of getting contracts from the government. You get paid.
Yes. And what I love about it is we've had, so many clients tell us how successful they've been with their government contracting journey. And for me, when I hear those stories from businesses that have survived, for example, the Great Recession, and have even survived like the height of the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, the fact that they are coming to us, telling us their stories, that if it wasn't for their government contracts, those public sector contracts, they might not have survived and might have folded. And so for
See?
us on the team, I was going to say, to get that intrinsic and internal satisfaction, just knowing that we've been able to like help these companies kind of survive the storm and weather that storm, absolutely gratifying.
That's amazing. Okay, let's get more on some of the details on these ones too.
Sure.
How about K-12 procurement opportunities in Nevada?
Yeah,
K-12, I mean. Yeah.
So there's a lot of businesses, again, that have goods and services to sell. And remember, we have to think about government agencies as their own entity or city that have, missions to meet. And so what I love about K through 12, we have to remember that here in Nevada, for example, Clark County School District, one of the largest school districts in the nation, they actually post and upload their solicitations in NGEM. I talked about it earlier,
Okay.
the Nevada Government e-Marketplace. And so when you look at those requirements for products and services that the school district has, make sure you are actually looking at NGEM. But also I want to make sure I share that if you are interested in targeting and selling goods and services, say to maybe your child's school or, a set of schools in your area, say within Las Vegas, just make sure you can actually maybe go talk to the leader of the school, the principal, and just maybe ask about, are there actually smaller opportunities that the business may be able to bid on, that the principal can, let them know that they have the discretion to actually buy locally and potentially have a business, compete among some other businesses for their requirements for goods or services.
Wow. Okay, see? I didn't know that. Fantastic. How about higher education, college, university procurement opportunities in Nevada?
Right. So when it comes to our state, I want to make sure that businesses know that, again, that Nevada Government e-Marketplace or NGEM, that really is an excellent portal to find what requirements for goods and services that, for example, the Nevada system for higher education has, or even, for example, University of Nevada, Reno, or University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I know, for example, there's a number of entities that actually will post what their solicitations are on NGEM. So when you think about, wow, we've got one portal, it seems like a central portal in Nevada for local government agencies and higher education, that really is the portal to be looking at.
Okay. All right. That sounds awesome. And then, of course, let's talk about subcontracting,
Yes.
procurement opportunities within the government. Prime contractors in Nevada. So let's talk about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, a lot of businesses do not even know that the U.S. Small Business Administration, or the SBA, they are the administrator of this amazing e-portal or site called Subnet. SUBNET, again, Subnet. And what I love about Subnet is when you go to the e-portal, you will see a number of government prime contractors list what they're looking for and what their requirements are, because they want, for example, businesses across the U.S., but in particular Nevada, you can actually, click on the shape in the state of Nevada and see what, for example, these government prime contractors have requirements for. Anything, again, from products to services. And what I love about it is that some prime contractors say, if you are, for example, a minority-owned business, veteran-owned business, a woman-owned business, or a business, say, located in a historically underutilized business zone or hub zone, they're particularly, trying to communicate, we want to hear from you when it comes to these types of requirements. They give their contact information. A lot of them will actually give their solicitation for what they're looking for. And I want to make sure that businesses know that these opportunities exist, but you have to know where to find them, and then actually hone in and say, you know what, oh my gosh, I could actually potentially sell to this government prime contractor. But what I also love about Subnet is there's that directory of opportunities, but there's also a directory that if you are a small business wanting to do business with any government prime contractor, you can actually upload and insert on the website information that pertains to your business what it is that you sell, so that when these prime contractors are looking for prospective subcontractors, they can know and hone in on, oh, these are the Nevada-based companies that are interested in selling to government primes. And I would highly advise that if companies are interested in this, that they make sure they post, their company's information on Subnet.
Okay. Wow. So much information. That's awesome. I know that's a lot to take, so definitely a call to Apex Accelerator would be the best.
Yes.
Speaking of that, so what service offering does GoEd's Nevada Apex Accelerator have that can help its clients regarding procurement opportunities?
Yeah, I want to make sure that our Nevada businesses, but especially the small businesses, know that when they actually are accepted into the Nevada Apex Accelerator program, that they're going to have so much access to our service offerings that are at no charge, because we're taxpayer funded, so we don't have any service fees. But what I love about one of our service offerings is the fact that businesses will get, it's basically a solicitation download. So what this entails is, if a business tells the Apex Accelerator keywords, phrases, NAICS codes specific to their actual business, they can actually get a service through us, the Apex, a daily weekday download of solicitations. Could be from local, state, federal solicitations. So what I love about it is there are so many companies out in the U.S. that actually will sell the service, sometimes to an upwards of, say, $10,000 a year for a subscription for that.
Wow.
Our Apex Accelerator actually offers it at no cost. It is, again, there's no charge for our services. And I will tell you, Sonny, that we have so many businesses, especially the small businesses, that rely on the service to actually know, okay, what are the opportunities that are out there that I could be bidding or proposing on, so that I can have a chance of potentially winning, a government contract.
Oh, wow. So there's a lot of keywords there. The one that resonates to me is, of course, the cost. It's free. You don't have to hire a consultant. You don't have to subscribe.
Exactly. And, we, at the Apex Accelerator, we have just a wide variety of clients. So, again, we have companies that are maybe just selling, office supplies, and we talked earlier about janitorial services. We've talked about architect engineering services, or it could be a company selling complex, for example, research and development services. I mean, a lot of times small businesses do not have the infrastructure, the resources, the staff, sometimes energy to find, all these types of opportunities and all these disparate types of e-portals. Well, what I love about the service offering that we provide is, why not just get a daily download on a weekday basis of these local, state, and federal government opportunities that a business can actually bid and hopefully propose on.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Wow, thank you so much for that. What advice would you give to a business starting out in government contracting?
Well, I always want to make sure that businesses know that we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
That phrase. But, at the Apex Accelerator, I know that we're always trying to make sure and bring awareness to what types of opportunities are out there in the community. So, for example, because I live here in Southern Nevada, though the program services the entire state, but I just want to, talk about some local government agencies who I think do an excellent job with some free programming.
Okay.
And so, for example, the city of Las Vegas and their purchasing team, if there is a business, especially a small business, that would like maybe some one-on-one time with a city of Las Vegas purchasing professional to maybe kind of understand their process, they actually have on their website, if you go to it, a service offering that you can actually contact them for, and they will just kind of help you, walk you through their process, even like an actual solicitation. A lot of companies, they might be very timid and wary about, wow, there's so many overwhelming terms and conditions and language in this, document. How do I actually go through to understand what is being asked of me, because ultimately with the contract, you are going to have a legal obligation.
Of course.
And so what I love about the city of Las Vegas, the access to professionals that will actually help you walk through a certain program. Also, the Regional Transportation Commission,
RTC.
or RTC of Southern Nevada, what I love is that they actually have a RISE program, so it's RISE, and it's really for local and diverse small businesses. But what I love about that program, same is, they want to make sure that businesses know how they, as an RTC of Southern Nevada, do business. And I just want to make sure that businesses know, go to the RTC Southern Nevada portal and look at this type of opportunity that you could actually be walk through what their requirements are. And there's actually like a program, it's like I believe a multi-week program that businesses can sign up for.
Wow.
So these just some examples that are opportunities available in the community that you might not have known about, but I'm trying to spread awareness about.
Well, no, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Before we end, any final thoughts?
I would say, to Nevada businesses that the Apex Accelerator program is actually a national program, and so each U.S. state has at least one Apex Accelerator.
Okay.
If you are in Nevada, please make sure you look up information for our Carson City office or even our Las Vegas office, because we'd love to help you. I want to know, because I know this radio show is broadcast, even outside of Nevada. For those businesses that might be outside of the state of Nevada, make sure you're looking at your respective state's Apex Accelerator, because they actually also provide no-charge services on your government contracting journey.
That's fantastic. That's a lot of information.
It's a lot.
People can't write that fast. So what's the best way for them to contact you?
Yes. So please go to the Nevada Governor's Office of Economic Development. The acronym is GOED. And then when you actually look under Small Business Support, that actual banner, click on the Nevada Apex Accelerator. Then you'll get to our webpage. You'll see information for becoming a client, but also if you keep scrolling down, you'll see the entire team, and you'll see all of our email addresses to contact us.
Fantastic. Awesome. Joan, thank you so much. I hope this was not going to be the last time you would join our show, because you're so valuable in the knowledge that you've got. And the one thing that I love is that you really care and you want to make sure that small businesses get the opportunity, and I thank you for that.
Thank you, Sonny, for having me.
All right. Good night, audience. Until next week. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for tuning in.